Please introduce yourself.
My name is Cherrill Hutchinson. I introduce myself as through my business, and my business is the Black Women Kindness Initiative, which is for Black women by Black women. And it's really about personal development through your well-being, mental health, emotional health. And we use self-care as the framework to really kind of push forward that agenda.
Can you give a brief explanation about the work you did with some of our students?
I had a vision, which was to hold an event which I titled Be Bold, Be Brave, Be Raw. And if I'd have to kind of go back a few steps actually, because initially it was through a conversation with Anne, which wasn't initially about this event, but it came about in conversation, and I think she spoke about some modules where this would fit, this idea that I shared with her would fit. I'd had this idea just kind of buzzing around from kind of last year really. So after kind of having this conversation and then kind of moving forward a bit, coming to meet the students, and it was really about putting together this vision through a project and all the stages that it would need to kind of make it happen at the end of the day.
Have you learned or gained anything from this experience? And if so, how has it impacted you and your organisation?
There's a lot of learning that's kind of happened. It's like a journey really. I can only explain it as a journey and an experience. So for me, it was recognising that, I can take risks. I'm actually can, as a business person, if I can have the conviction of something I believe in, I will take the risk and step into something which is a bit uncomfortable, but do it anyway. Persist to get it done. Being put in this educational setting and having to share this with other people who have no idea about what I do or who I am. On a large scale, and normally I would always say I like to work with a team of 2 to 3 people, but I had 9, and I was like, can this work? But I was able to communicate it. So for me, the skill set of communication is not something, normally I would say I'm not too sure if I can do it, but that, I've learned a lot about myself as a person and have been able to kind of communicate things that I feel really strongly about. The importance of partnership as a business, the importance of partnership and allyship as well. That really can drive and kind of help with the reach and your message that you want to kind of get across. That's really key. The importance of having a strong team was something that I recognise was key. Like a strong, invested team made a huge amount of difference. And recognising that once there was this clear shared understanding about what we're trying to create, how things kind of pull together felt to me quite easily. Obviously there's a few challenges and kind of like you get with any project, but essentially it just kind of pulled together really nicely. Everybody worked well. Like the students themselves kind of created their own plan and structure and just got things moving. There was just this amazing WhatsApp group that was very busy and kind of thriving and kept that help feed into the whole feel of everything and kept things going. It was really kind of encouraging and motivating. Certainly thinking about some of the gains and some of the ways that it's actually impacted and helped BWKI is that being able to say you've worked with community research initiative, you've worked with the university, does open some doors and open some conversations. I mean, certainly for me, not only what people have seen on kind of the social media, but the fact that I can say that I've worked with you. Warwick University have asked me to come down and speak with them about the project and about BWKI. Because what's helped is that I've said that I've worked with the university and the project what I've been part of, and it makes a huge difference. And it really kind of helps as a business when you're kind of speaking about what you've done, who you've worked with. These are some key things that people like to say, that you work with kind of bigger organisations, and it does open some doors and it does kind of help you with your reach So that's a kind of a real plus, I would say, for sure. I think there was just so much to really take away from this opportunity. And really as a community, small community organisation, who, small, but has done various projects, being able to work with something on a bit larger scale, with a bigger team, and in partnering with, also being supported by the university, was amazing.
What difference do you think this module made to these students' learning?
I would like to think that it kind of opened their eyes to the experience of not only a business, but also a business which supports black women, so supports a part of the community they might not necessarily have much to do with in a normal day-to-day. I would like to think it enlightened them to the knowledge of some of the experiences and challenges we might have as black women, but also how running a business can be, how challenging it can be, and pulling together projects, what that's about, and how the importance of teamwork and conversation and communication is. So, and I would hope that they kind of learn themselves that what some of their strengths are. Certainly just working with them, there were some clear, leadership skills and communication skills, and, that kind of came about that I was able to observe. So I'm hoping that they felt the same.
What changes did you then see in students throughout the module?
Initially, when there's probably this kind of look of, I'm not quite sure what this is about, just, I wouldn't say confusion, but certainly not quite sure about what was going on. But as time and conversation and clarity about what we were trying to achieve, and really involvement, being very hands-on with everything, having meetings with them, I think it was once a week, and then kind of going off and, as I say, kind of creating their own plan. I think I could see certainly a lot of them kind of growing more, a lot of strength and skills, like a real kind of skill set, a real strong skill set in their approach to creating this, being involved in this project. As I said about, clear leadership skills was shown, the ability to be able to communicate with different businesses and try to negotiate things that would benefit the project. Organisation skills within each other, and being able to kind of make really good key suggestions on what would help the project run smoothly and kind of add to it from my initial idea. There was a whole mix and variety, seeing their growth and their changes as the project went on. But I think essentially as how they work together, how they kind of pull together as a team and made it work, which is in itself could be challenging, but I think they quite early on recognised where their key strengths were and who should take what role. And when they did their presentation near the end, which for me was kind of just so amazing, just touched me so much, that they had taken away so much from it. And even in planning that presentation, again, it showed their key teamwork skills and their communication with each other and who would take what bit. It was really good to observe and to see how their growth was. And just everybody seemed to just get along. I mean, it was just a real nice, good feel. Like they didn't feel like there was any, nothing uncomfortable. It was important for everyone from quite an early stage to say, okay, let's just be able to speak openly about stuff that you might not be sure about, and asking questions about, not sure about something that, as a, where you might want to know about black women, about, have some clarity around that. So that seemed like it wasn't an issue, and that was really good, and that really helped.
What were some of the challenges you experienced, and if you were able to, how did you overcome them?
The challenges for me were marketing. Marketing was always hard, trying to get the reach out to everybody, and how, where, when. That was very hard. I certainly challenged it and did. I think there's areas which, the students did really well. I think they put a poster on every single part of university, which was amazing. Outside of that, I don't think I could have matched that, to be honest. But I think I did something, but maybe not enough. I think that would always be a learning thing, and I think, and that's where the team comes in. I think for me, I would certainly get more marketing investment to support projects kind of going forward, because it's a kind of real key thing. I think the kind of behind the scenes with kind of getting venues, choosing venues is always a hard thing. Getting the right feel, because to me it's important to kind of create an experience. So it's kind of find that venue that kind of reflects that. That was kind of quite a challenge, but I was able to overcome that because I found one. But kind of personal challenges with just within business, trying to manage budgets and making sure that everything that I schedule everything so that everybody can be clear about what's to be done. I think that was a challenge for me. So I'm used to just kind of, as I say, working in a smaller kind of team setting. But now I was conscious of having to how I write stuff up and kind of want to explain what's to be done had to be with a lot more clarity. So that in itself, I had to kind of take a step back and kind of think about how best to do that. But yeah, I think I did overcome that, because I don't think there's any confusion. I think that were probably the key things.
What are some recommendations you would offer students from this module regarding social impact?
I think the fact that this module exists, and the fact that you're working with community organisations, in itself is an amazing opportunity for students to be a part of, because it gives them some insight into the everyday workings of a business on the ground, from the grassroots. It gives them an opportunity to use skills and abilities and recognise even talents that they might have that they might not necessarily have the opportunity to utilise. It involves them in a way that they can have conversations and with the organisation they're working with to really ask questions about the business and kind of get involved as much as they possibly can, and kind of stretch themselves. I think it's an amazing opportunity for them to learn about business, to learn about communication, to learn about challenges, because kind of in the school's education setting it's kind of protected by outside, when you're really having to try and influence and negotiate with individuals that kind of help really your business succeed. For them to be a part of that and see how that can be, I think it is really about their opportunity to be part of change. Because if it's about social impact and it's about change and trying to kind of work with difference, we're trying to create a really better world, a better environment essentially. So they get an opportunity to be part of that, to be part of that conversation, part of that experience. I don't think that's something you really have the opportunity to be involved in to this extent, every day. I think it kind of a bit between reality. It's a bit of reality that they can kind of get involved in, business reality, people reality, and it's an enjoyable experience. It's enjoyable. You're working with an organisation that is welcoming your support and your help, but you're going to be learning different things, all different areas of business. Ask questions, be involved. Think about the change you want to be involved in. you know, when you're deciding what you're going to be part of it. And it's an exciting opportunity as well, being part of something which, you know, it has a journey, and that's an experience, and you're part of that. And you'll be impacting the community and making change within that community. Whichever business you're working with, if it's a community organisation, they're about trying to make change. So, yeah, I'll definitely fly the flag for that.
What would you say to another community organisation thinking of doing this?
Do it. Just do it. Oh my gosh, don't think about it too much. Just do it. You know, it will make a huge difference to your organisation. It's an amazing opportunity. You're getting to work with students who want to help. You know, they're there to help and make change and help you create whatever it is you know, project you've got going on, whatever it is your business is about. I can't recommend it enough. It's, you know, I would do it again in a heartbeat. It's just an amazing opportunity. So, you know, don't hesitate. Just do it.